people need to understand that it's not just only for the winning, it's also like the profits are always going into a good cause. 60 million trees means we can store round about 1.44 million tons of CO2 every year.
Hello and welcome to another episode of the Millionaire Podcast. Firstly, we'd really like to thank you for tuning in every week for a new episode of the Millionaire Podcast. Thank you for all the comments. Thank you for all the questions that you've been asking. And today we have someone very special. He's one of 3 Lotto game designers in the world, and he is here with us to tell us everything you need to know about lotteries and the scenes behind it. Mr. Rav C. Martin.
Thank you very much, Maradona. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm fine. I'm totally motivated and going to talk about topics, that coming up from our audience and viewers and listeners and players and everybody. So yeah, I'm looking forward. What's the question today?
The question for today is from jackpot to green dreams. What is the story of Oasis Park behind Millionaire, and why is it the world's first green lottery?
Yeah, well, see, when we're talking about lotteries, and I always try to explain that lotteries is not equal to gambling, right?
Correct.
Even so, it's considered the same thing, but it's not, because lotteries are helping more like to fulfill your dreams of a better life, of wealth to support your family, your kids, maybe to buy your dream house or something like this. Gambling is more like for entertainment. Obviously, you can get addicted. But I heard a lot of stories just recently again from a guy that just lost a couple of $100. It's not much, but still, it's still, it's not like the idea. It's more, these people are paying for entertainment. Now, lottery is a different cause. Lotteries, most of the time, are run by governments or states. So it's more like to prevent that more people are going into the gambling and get addicted to it. But it's a hope, right? So now the hope is like really boring. Of course, you buy a ticket on Monday and you wait till Thursday till there's a draw and there's nothing in between. So you cannot even waste time, because buying a ticket, especially today, takes only a few seconds when you do this online.
Yeah.
So, but what lotteries have in common is a good cause.
Okay.
And this is something, what people need to understand, that it's not just only for the winning, it's also like the profits are always going into a good cause. And when we created, when I was sitting down and we're talking to people and we created Millionaire, then of course we can do like what all the other people do, like in investing or taking the profits to support schools, like education, to support sports, for example, for everything where governments or other entities don't have the money to support to, but you can do it. Now, right now, we have like this issue with the global warming in the world, and nobody can deny that it's happening. And we all know that the industrial age changed the climate. Maybe the global warming is coming anyway, but it's a lot faster now than it's supposed to be. And that's where we were sitting down and said, like, what can we do? Yes, there is technology we can use. We can educate the people of using less fuel, less energy to produce electricity, for example, to reduce the oil, to produce electricity and all these kind of things. But we came up with a very simple solution: trees.
Okay.
This is our goal. Millionaire created Oasis Park as a project, a global project, to plant trees. And trees are amazing.
Yeah.
Besides storing the carbon in the trees, right? So, I mean, basically they breathe in, very simple. They breathe in the CO2 from the air, and then they build up the timber with the carbon. And they breathe out the oxygen.
Yeah.
Okay, just to tell you, we have enough oxygen. It's not about the oxygen, right? It's like, it's nice to have like the oxygen, but I mean, it's the planet has enough. I mean, but the carbon is the problem. The carbon dioxide is a problem in the air.
Correct.
That heats up or helps to heat up the planet far too much, and the ocean and the sea level rises and all this kind of stuff. Now, again, having a tree is amazing. Having 60 million trees, because that's the goal of the Oasis Park, is just a different number.
Yeah.
So 60 million trees means we can store round about 1.44 million tons of CO2 every year.
Wow.
Every year. And the only thing what we cannot do is like burn the trees, because I mean then the CO2 is going back into the air. But we can use it for building furniture, for building houses, for using a lot of stuff. Or we just let them grow for the next 60 to 80 years till we find another better solution. Then, as you can imagine, if you have a forest and you are coming from India, right? So you have green.
Yeah, there's a lot of greenery in India. Absolutely. Certain parts, yeah.
Wildlife.
Yeah.
Especially we are here in the Middle East, right? That's why we started it here, because we have a lot of desert and we have like a lot of erosion, obviously, wind, sand, all this kind of stuff. A forest in the desert can change all this. So wildlife is coming back. You can even, like, if you only have like 10 square kilometers of a forest in the desert, you can already measure the difference in climate, like humidity, temperatures and stuff like that. So whenever we talk about this, it's an amazing project, and I can talk for the next 2 hours, but I mean, we don't want to keep it for 2 hours, this podcast. So everybody out there, don't worry, I'm not talking for 2 hours. But it's not just the park we are building. I mean, the first thing when people say like, oh, I'm buying an entry and then you plant a tree. It's not that. It's like the infrastructure. The infrastructure needs to have like fences, because otherwise you have the animals eating the plants. Now you need water, of course, in the desert. That's where we are using modern technology to produce the water. It's called AWGs, atmospheric water generators. It's working like an air conditioning, where we cool down the air from the desert or just outside. But if you and then we generate water. Now the modern machines we are using, they produce about 6,000 liter drinking water quality in a day.
Okay.
So yes, and we can scale it, right? I mean, depending on if we have more trees, we just need to buy more machines, which is obviously expensive. But that's why we have Millionaire to support all this. We want to use the solar plants, for example. We know that we need like for each of these machines about 100 square meters of solar panels. So there's a really strong and really good concept in all of this. The plan is that we are having later on, like when the trees are a certain size, we want to have like schools coming to learn about the trees.
Okay.
We call it Oasis Park. We want to have people coming to the Oasis Park to walk in the park, like in the forest, right? So yeah, and it creates jobs.
Also.
So this is another thing, right? Nobody thinks about it, but yes, it creates job, because you need people that maintain the forest, water the forest. You need engineers to maintain the machines. All of this, maybe even like if the forests are big enough. I mean, we are planting now in UAE, for example, we also like plant trees in Africa. So we have like different locations right now. But if this is growing, then maybe you need like a restaurant there for the people. So we're creating job, we are creating value, right? This is amazing. Now the trees obviously are assets because we have the timber. Wonderful. We can even like use it for food production, maybe, because if the climate changes, the desert becomes nice to grow plants in, maybe one or trees with fruits or fish farming under the trees and all this kind of stuff. There's so many ideas, and I'm happy if we get more ideas. Let's say in our support email, for example, like support@omillionaire.com. Just if you share your ideas, I'm happy to work with the team on these ideas.
Yeah, it's something similar what you also did with the team that uses AWGS technology.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful idea to use what is around and convert it into water, and
and it's good for the and even for the desert, because we are not taking groundwater. So the level of the groundwater is not going down. It's like the next village, whatever, can use it still, because we are really independent when it comes to this. So the Oasis Park idea is like one of the most wonderful ideas I can imagine. That's why we are the first green lottery doing this in a scale like this, and we would love to have like people that support us, not just financially by buying a entry for a millionaire, because everybody who is a player with us is indirectly or actually directly supporting this Oasis Park idea.
True.
But they are creating jobs, environment, wildlife, all the things you can imagine. Healthy life if you're walking in the woods, like in a forest. There's always like you breathe differently, right? Even in a city, when it's a small city park, like you go there to relax with your kids, for example. All these things. Yeah. And talking about jobs, by the way, did you know that, for example, a lottery itself creates jobs too?
Absolutely.
There are estimates, for example, in the UK, the lottery creates about 18,000 jobs on just the little island of the UK, right? It's about 600,000 jobs in India.
Oh.
Interesting enough, 200,000 jobs are based in Kerala.
Okay.
And there are like, in India, we have like around 10 state lotteries, let's say. So one with 200,000 jobs and the other 9 share the other 600,000 jobs. But it's interesting. So even lottery creates jobs. So this is like not just always about, winning and losing, stuff like that. If I play a lottery, I want to win the jackpot. That's my goal. I have the hope, if I buy only one ticket, that these numbers of mine are winning this week.
Wow.
And it's not an investment, right? And it's a small amount. You're investing for a lottery to become a millionaire and changing your life.
Yeah.
And again, you do something with a millionaire, you do something really amazing, because we are having the Oasis Park, the first green draw, or what we call it, and coming from the Middle East, from the desert countries, more or less, going into the world. This is like, this is amazing. And you see, like in this podcast, sorry to say, I was talking a lot.
No, it's interesting because you have so much of information to share to the people, and what better than hearing it from you. There's so much more that's going on behind the scenes, like planting 500 trees in India every week. People can check it out.
And we are increasing this.
Wow.
We are going to increase this.
Wow.
By a lot, actually.
Great.
Yeah.
And is there also a website separately for Oasis Park?
There is a website. Yes, you can. It's called oasispark.org.
Okay.
And so there you can see news. I'm hoping that we have like a shooting with you in in one of these Oasis Park areas where
we've done something similar, tree planting initiative in the desert.
Yeah, we did. Yeah,
We did, yes.
So people can find even pictures like when we are planting the trees in the internet. But like, so you can. I mean, you need people to plant the trees, right? I mean, sometimes we have like a whole village doing this for living, more or less, right? So we are happy to have this Oasis Park idea, and that's why we are the Green Lottery.
Wow.
Or we consider ourselves as a Green Lottery, and it's a global movement. It's not just something like in the Middle East or in whatever the countries like UAE or Saudi Arabia or Oman or what we just mentioned, like even in India.
Yeah.
No, it's something like a global thing where everybody in the world can participate by buying a ticket, an entry to play, to win the millions we have in the jackpot, but also to help to grow the trees.
So also in future, companies can be a part of Oasis Park too if they want to be a part of buying carbon certificates and...
Yeah, they can. I mean, we are happy if there are companies out there that want to participate in supporting the Oasis Park project. Of course, I get a certificate for this as well, and all the information. So maybe they just go to the website or give us a call or find us on somewhere in Facebook or Instagram, or I don't know where we are.
Perfect.
But yeah, it's a good idea. I mean, if companies really want to do something, we are always happy to, to integrate these people.
Perfect. There's everything that you needed to know about Oasis Park and what's the connection between Oasis Park and O Millionaire. Do check out the website at oasispark.org.
Yes.
And go and buy your green certificates for this week. If you're watching this podcast for the first time, thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Mr. Rav, for sharing all your knowledge about Oasis Park.
You're welcome.
And we are happy that you, your companies, your families, friends, all be a part of this project. Stay tuned for another episode of the O Millionaire Podcast. And remember,
you can't win if you don't play.